This is what I miss. The bounty of Midland. Even the harvest of Grinbor is a feast compared to what those damned Ankarans have in their larder. They don't just look like birds, they eat like them too. Almost makes me regret taking the post. Sweet.
You seem to have no trouble adapting to their fashions, Neth.
If you would all give me your attention. Lord Mordath will speak to you now.
Governors, I'm pleased you were all able to answer my summons. Kira of Grinbor, Tornet of Skarnheim, Neth of Ankara, Lean of Odubai, and Gorm of Midland. Welcome. I assume you find my hospitality satisfactory.
The fruit, in particular, is delicious, my lord.
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
I've gathered you so that we might discuss the governance of the Five Lands. I waited 3 centuries to put them under my heel, and now my banner is everywhere, as far as the Five Lands stretch. I've entrusted each of you with the supervision of one of the 5 races, and I ask very little of you, other than your obedience, and that you maintain order in your territories. Most of you have been successful at this. Grinbor has always been my stronghold, Kira. Your people are the sword with which my rule was created, and Grinbor the forge where that sword was tempered. Torned, we experienced great hardship in taking Skarnheim, did we not? Yet now that it is ours, you maintain an iron grip on its frozen cities. You please me, both of you. You, Lean, have solved the difficulty of ruling a nomadic people. Keep them scattered across the wastes. Keep their tribes at war with one another. And they will never again unite against us. And to you, Gorm, I granted the greatest prize. Midland. Once Garandor fell, there has been hardly a whisper of rebellion among the humans. You too have pleased me. But in Ankara the rebels still gain ground. Still they defy me. I even brought the one called Hanun before me and executed him myself. Had him hung from the gates as an example. And even with this lesson, even when I do your job for you, Neth, you are unable to quell the insurrection.
But your eminence, I can explain.
No, I'm afraid the time for explanations is long past. The Ankaran rebellion has gained strength while you distracted yourself with pleasures. The tithes you send me are always less than your due. You ignored your duties, Neth, and worse, you presumed I would not notice. You disappoint me. And that I will not allow. I trust this display was not lost on any of you.
No, sire. No.
It was what the fool deserved.
Good. Just to be certain, I would like the rest of you to dispose of Neth's body. Then you may go. Hulk, summon Commander Kott from the fortress at Isenon. Inform him he is the new governor of Ankara. His first duty will be to put down this rebellion. And please relate to him the fate of the former governor of Ankara.
Of course, Lord.
Conquering the Five Lands proved to be the easier task, Hulk. governing them requires far more of my attention than I expected. It's easier to impose my will from the battlefield than a... Do you hear something?
It started. I'll ask you again. You sure this is what you want to do? We'll probably make just as much of a difference if we stay here and leave it all in Shiara's, well, not hands, but you know what I mean.
Do you know what I see every time I close my eyes, Gareth? My husband and daughter dead and staring up at me. The only way I'll ever get those images out of my mind is to see Mordath dead. I thought the quest was the only way to make that happen. But a better option presented itself. Even if 1,000 trolls are in our way.
Which they are, Arwyn.
I'm going to see with my own eyes that Mordath has been destroyed. And if he still lives, I'll finish him myself. You can stay here if you want. Krieg and I are going.
What, and not have a chance to visit all those places we almost got killed the last time? Wouldn't miss it. Why me? I don't mean that in a, oh, woe is me way. I mean, why am I doing this?
Dar, isn't that you I see down by the kitchen so often? You must have quite a hearty appetite. Of one sort or another.
The kitchens. That's where that scullery wench works, isn't it?
I don't know who you mean.
He means the fat one.
That one? That one's more woman than you can handle, Dar. I'd wager that one's more than he can get his arms around.
I'll wager I can get my hands around your...
Why do I throw myself at an evil tyrant's fortress, manned by thousands of his troops? All of whom would gladly cut my throat just to place bets on how long it would take me to bleed to death.
Rouse yourselves! Gather your arms, you dullards! The castle is under attack!
For the longest time, I wasn't really certain. I'd tell people this was Arwyn's quest, that I was just along for the ride. And that was true.
To arms!
All of you, to arms!
Every troll to the walls!
But who attacks us?
Who? Move! Up to the parapets!
It is Arwyn's quest. She's the one who's sworn vengeance. And me falling in with her was more accident than anything else. There's nothing personal in this for me. At least, there wasn't when we started.
What could do that?
So why am I tagging along? It's certainly not the safest course I could have chosen.
I know not what manner of foe is mad enough to attack our lord in his own fortress. But they won't live long enough to regret it.
I need both hands to count the times I've almost died, and we're not finished yet. I've learned from past experience. You stand close enough to a fire,
Eyes of murder.
sooner or later, you're bound to get burned.
Don't stand there like fools! Any beast can be killed, no matter its size!
I used to tell myself that going with Arwyn was like virtually everything else that's happened in my life.
We can't kill what we can't reach! Bring the catapults to bear! Turn them inward from the wall!
No plan, not even much of a reason, like a fallen leaf carried along by a rushing stream. But I can look back now and see that wasn't it. There was a reason.
Defend the castle! Defend our Lord Mordath!
But where is Mordath? Pull! Pull for all you're worth, you dogs!
One I wouldn't have admitted to myself or believed if someone else had offered the opinion.
Ready! Hold! Hold it till the beast comes within our sights! Get in!
Without being aware of it, I'd come to the conclusion that it was time to do something useful with my life. Instead of letting myself be that leaf.
Aim!
I'd spent most of my years doing things for no particular reason.
Corm!
Going from one place to another, one adventure to another, serving myself more than anyone else.
Loose the shot! Loose the...
Apparently, I finally decided to do something for the best of reasons. Gareth the Bowman, devoting himself to a noble cause. Who would have thought? Watch your left.
Got it.
Sorry, that one got away.
Have you found Mordath? Is he dead yet, Shiara?
I can't be sure. These damnable trolls are nuisance enough to keep me from gaming the castle's interior. But he's merely a man. I will destroy him. And I will have that bow of yours for it.
You're welcome to it, once Mordath is dead. The bow and the fragment for all I care.
Believe me, I'm all for killing Mordath. Sounds like a plan. But seems like our new partner up there tends to be a little indiscriminate. I doubt she gives a damn whether you and I get burned or buried under what's gonna be left of this castle in the process. You've heard this part before. I don't trust her.
You don't have to. All I want is Mordath.
You know, Arwyn, this is where we started. Being back in this castle reminds me of how much I hate being in this castle.
Gareth, why can't you be more like Krieg? He never complains at all.
Only because the dog can't talk. He can't talk, right?
Here, that's Mordath's aide. I saw him when I was here before.
Hey, green face, where is he? Where's Mordath?
Never mind. We're not going to get anything out of him. If they were together when the rubble fell, Mordath could be under here.
Arwyn!
You! Is this your doing? Is it? I should have incinerated you when I had the chance.
If anyone's going to burn, little man, it's you!